Hey,
Hi, it says you're muted, but yet your volume's coming through.
I just turned it off. Maybe that's why.
I
Anyways,
won't argue with it. There's like a little mute button on the bottom. All good. There's supposed to be, I think, like 9 of us in here today. So I'm just gonna wait one more minute. If not, you and I will go live. How's that?
okay, sounds good.
How was your weekend?
Good, we just got home from vacation.
Oh, what'd you do?
We went to Timmins.
Saw that. Yes, you went to go visit someone, a little someone, didn't you?
Yes, one of our friends had a baby, so we were going to visit them and to meet the baby. So we
How many
went
hour drive is
home.
that?
It's 8 hours for us.
Oh, that's a long drive.
We did like 4 hours at a time. So
That does help.
yeah. Yeah, so the kids, that was like, that's enough for them. We have to split it up a little bit.
Well, it must have been nice though to get away, even though it was a lot of driving though, right?
Yes, it was good. It was a good time. How was your weekend?
Not bad. Definitely did a lot of work this weekend, unfortunately. So I'm hoping next Monday to take the actual holiday off.
Yes, for sure.
Amanda's on the live chat. She says, hello, you didn't say you were doing this. How am I supposed to be your hype girl?
That's funny.
That's awesome. Hey, Amanda. Well, it looks like it's you and I this morning and Amanda. So if you want to dive in, I don't have too much for you today, girl. I just wanted to keep it super simple because I appreciate you being here. And welcome, I guess, everyone. This is Tonya. Tonya's with us for 6 months and lost 27 pounds in 23 weeks. A lot of you have probably seen her, before because she is a rock star. So I'm still laughing, Amanda. Because Tonya, you're a rock star girl, and you are just a rock star of a client in general, and really gave the entire program your all, right? You weren't leaving your progress on the table. And thank you so much, Tonya, for being here today, taking the program, to its fullest, and really working on fixing your metabolism. That was a huge one for us. You ready to dive in?
Yep.
You got it. Let's get some of that excitement going this morning. Hey, Amanda. Amanda says she's going to find you. Okay. So let's dive in here. Where were you before you started with us, girl? Like, where was your head at? How did you feel physically? Walk us through that.
I was mentally not doing well, and wasn't feeling the best, was sore, like mobility wasn't great. Yeah, not sleeping very well overall, but yeah, that's general. And then I've made progress of getting more movement in and really focusing on my nutrition. Yeah.
Yeah, and we definitely tackle that mindset. I know that was huge for us, right? And those affirmations and that gratitude list and everything. And work on that mindset right from the beginning really helped. But it also helped that you soared with your nutrition right away. Like you took everything we gave you put it all to work, and you didn't leave those results we're talking about on the table. And we find that so rare. So like we have so many clients, they're willing to put in a lot of the work, but you didn't leave any results, right? You knew exactly what you had to do. You put everything into the program, and that's why you got such amazing results. But thank you for sharing all that. I know it is tough to dive into our mental state, especially before the program. but you were with us for 6 months and we were able to speed up that metabolism that was broken and lost a shit ton of weight and really master nutrition really early on, like we're talking about here, right? So we talk a lot about that gratitude with all, and Tonya has been utilizing gratitude lists with her hubby and kids, and it really affected you and your progress as well as your relationships. How did you find all that, right? Like, because it not only did it strengthen your relationship with hubby and the kids, tell us a bit about those gratitude and affirmations.
Yeah, so daily, when we always make sure to have one meal together, hopefully, if not more than that, but at least one meal together as a family. And we always, at the end of the day, normally it's at dinner time, and we kind of chat about, what was their, favorite part of the day, what made them smile, and everybody around the table kind of goes about that and chats and opens up about what that was for them. So it's not just me, but it's the kids, and Nick also does it as well. And it's just that everybody gets the opportunity to kind of share. And now one of my kids is not quite 2 yet, but he's still, is able to say something, whether that's he saw a tractor or whatever it is. He's still, likes to engage in the conversation as well. So it's good. The kids like
Yeah, because like you're instilling these habits in everyone else, right? Like you're becoming this inspiration. You're rubbing off on Nick. You're rubbing off on the kids, right? You're showing them these healthy habits so they will grow up with these healthy habits. Like there's not much better than that, right? You are instilling such amazing habits with your kids, and it really shows how great of a mom you are, that you really take it to heart and want to involve them, right? And have them with like the best upbringing and the mental health too, and nutrition. Like you got it all with them, and it's amazing how much you really spent with them. Like those gratitude lists we were talking about. Oh, the day that you told me that they just automatically, the kids started doing the gratitude list at dinner and you didn't even say anything yet, that was just, I'll never forget that day. Honestly, that just touched me so much. Like your kids just doing that because they're so young, right? And they were picking up so much from you. So I know how much you must have been like talking about this at home and your progress and how happy you were. So you saw such huge mindset difference for sure. How have you oh, there's Jess coming in. So like you've been with us for those 6 months. How did things change from the very beginning until the end?
Yeah, for sure. They were a big change, I would say, overall, mentally mostly. Just being able to having those conversations with the kids and as a family, and also just really like focusing, giving time for myself as I am busy, but trying to, make the time somewhere along the lines, and making time for meal prep and, getting my exercises in and everything like that. So just making the time for myself as well was also something that I wasn't really doing. And I think that's part of having kids, and kind of like when you're single and you have, all this time, you just do it. Like I felt like, but then when you have a job and you're working full time, and then you have kids, and then when you're a mom and you like are a lot of like, especially for like a mat leave, for example, like for the mat leave, you're like that child's like surviving, like the kids can't survive without you. So you put all your effort and time into these children, and you kind of lose yourself a little bit. And I totally lost myself for the last like 5 years with kids, because I was either pregnant or I was, breastfeeding or looking after kids, or, constantly, and then COVID. So then you're definitely the only sole provider for a child. So being like that, it just kind of, I would say I lost myself. And then when I started working with you guys, I kind of was able to, get myself back a little bit. better. Like, I'm not saying my kids still aren't number one, because they are, but I still have made the effort to, find time for myself as well. And whether that's, just 5 minutes to myself, but, making the time and figuring it out in the schedule and trying to make it work for sure.
Exactly. And like you hit it already. Like you're full-time, you got that full-time job going, right? You got a farm. You got those two little kids that we keep talking about running around the house all day, schooling at home. How do you manage to like hit all your workouts, master your nutrition while working the full-time job, the farm? You're always there for hubby, always there for both the kids running around while you crest the progress. Like, how do you feel like that you were able to manage all that you've made all this progress with your health?
I would say a lot of it's scheduling, figuring out a schedule, and I put everything in a calendar that links to my husband, and he knows the things he has to do. We do shopping online. Like, I don't normally go into the grocery store because it's kind of a time waster, to be honest. When I could take 5 minutes to just go pick it up, and then I can run to go pick up the kids somewhere most of the time. But it's a time saver. So just trying to figure out the time savers that work, and then also scheduling in those things. So, and I'm not perfect. There's tons of days where like I forget my lunch or something happens, but you just got to remember, like, I feel like for me personally, it's just, okay, well, just do what you can do and figure it out. And then if you mess up today, there's always tomorrow. You just got to remember to get back on the bandwagon, because every day is, because you can't just throw in the towel. It's just, you got to just try again tomorrow and figure it out. But most of the time it's scheduling. It's figuring it out in the calendar, being productive with the time that you have, and, trying to, check emails while you're on the treadmill or something. Like, it's just a constant roller coaster. Now, I do have some flex as well, working a lot of the time from home, that I do, may do like a 10-minute workout in the middle of my day, because I have that ability to do so. But that's just, having that type of position that I'm in, that I have that ability sometimes. But there's other times that I'll sit at the desk for, 10 to 12 hours a day, because I'm constantly on a Zoom call or constantly in meeting, and I can't leave my desk. But there's also days when I get those 10 minutes and try to use them as productively as possible.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, right? Using whatever time you have to squeeze those in. Like, I know, like, even on Sundays, you love to meal prep or even prep just your veggies for the week, right? That's a big one. I know, like, I was actually, I have an email there from Jess that I'm going to respond to about how busy she is when she gets home from work, and like then the kids and everyone wants the food right away, and like she's trying to prioritize being healthy, but by the time she gets home from work, she's just drained, right? And just doing those small things, like on the Sunday, preparing your vegetables, or that 4x4 method that we talk about, right? Rice freezes super fast, or you can make rice in 20 minutes. That is always going to be a fast meal. No matter how late you get home, 20 minutes is always going to be an easy meal for you. Like, even making some ground beef with it, like, there's under 5 minutes. Like, there's small little tricks that we can do. And those are things that I like to do, even to like help at nighttime. So you can, use a little bit of your weekend maybe for those veggies like you liked, so that way you can have more time at night, but you're still hitting those goals. So I love that you're talking about finding those small pockets of time, like you said, mentioned about your workout throughout the day. Same thing, you can do that for like your steps, right? And I know one thing for you, you've always been big on your water. You've been bringing your water bottle around with you, so that's always a great thing. See, and there's that famous water bottle. We got 3 of us in the group, 3 people in the group have the same water bottle. But I think one thing that it really came down to for you, Tonya, was that like time and time again, you learn to focus on controlling what you can control. That mental breakthrough you achieved was the highlight of the whole program. Just mastering the mind to tackle the fat. Tell me what the steps you took to actually get there, to be able to realize to control what you can control.
I think it was just constantly reflecting on my days and understanding that I can't control everything. Like I try to in a schedule to control everything I possibly can. But again, there's times when things don't work out, and the only way to overcome that it's not working out is to remember, okay, well, it didn't work out today, but that doesn't mean it can't work out tomorrow, and it's going to be okay. Like nothing, it's not like I'm losing my job. It's not like my kids are hurt. Like, we're healthy, like the kids are fine. So it's not like it's affecting things drastically that I should be like upset about it. Just control what you can control and move on and start again tomorrow, because it is what it is today.
It sure is. And I feel like that even rubbed off more on me when you really master that and you really speak about that all the time. Like that's one thing that I feel like I really learned throughout the last year and a half also, was that controlling what I can control. I was always high stress, high anxiety. I had to learn to like let things go. And you mentioned you try to control it by putting in that schedule. We all know, especially with kids, that schedule doesn't happen to a T. Just like you mentioned earlier with the kids, they're still number one, but you're now learning to make yourself a priority. And like you said, that could even be 5 minutes of the day, but making yourself a priority, that self-care. But that mental breakthrough, every time, that's what we keep seeing, that mental breakthrough is really, as soon as that happens, that's when we see that fat just shred off, and working on being able to do these little things you're talking about, right? They don't sound like huge life-changing habits, because they're not. They're so small that it becomes life-changing when we hit these mental breakthroughs. They seem like such small little tasks that some people are kind of just like push them off to the side, right? Because it seems like, just another affirmation, just another gratitude. No, but these really add up. And like, so we've gotten you to this point together, right? Those 6 months of time, it's been an amazing experience. And I'm so excited for your results, that we've gone through here today, those 27 pounds we talked about in the 23 weeks. And, I got one final question for you. Was it worth the investment?
Absolutely.
So why do you say absolutely? What makes it absolutely?
Well, there's no, I wouldn't be here now if I didn't do the program.
I'm so sorry, Tonya, you're cutting out, girl.
Am I still here? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're just cutting out. It's going in a little.
Sorry. I was just saying that it would, I wouldn't be here mentally. And I think that's the main thing that I needed to help overcome, was that mental state. So if I didn't do it, I still, in that kind of more depressive state, I would call it. And that anxiety and stress as well that I was feeling before. And just kind of realizing that I need to control what I control, but also realizing to take some time for myself, take the kids on, like we went on vacation this last week, and I, didn't check my emails. We were up north. A lot of the time there wasn't cell service anyways. So just putting away that phone, and I never took out my phone hardly at all, besides snap a few pictures of the kids and maybe on social media for 5 or 10 minutes a day, but that was it. And I wouldn't have, I'd be constantly checking my work emails to make sure things were okay and things were going smoothly because I know they can get off the rails. And there's always an emergency from a client that thinks, well, they think it's an emergency. I feel like I was always on call, and I would have never done that before. So, that's why the investment's there. I spent the time with the kids. The kids are, we're spending more time together, like actual, like undivided attention time, which is what they need. And without that, my mental state wasn't there before to be able to do that. So it is now for sure.
Yeah, and that quality time is just priceless, right? Like having that one-on-one time, and even also like those small moments too. Like there's so many mornings where you would like, I'd be like, I'm so excited because my high for the day was being able to take my kid one-on-one somewhere, right? Or even your child wanted to go grocery shopping and you never go to the grocery store like you talked about, right? And you always do online, but that was like the big thing. They wanted mommy to take them to the grocery store. So that was your big day. And that was great for the two of you. And always focusing on that, right? Because like you said, your kids are number one, but you've learned to make time for that self-care, even if it's like that 5 minutes. And I know the sound quality there was really, really poor. It was cutting in and out. I apologize, everyone. So hopefully everyone got all of that. I got almost all of it there. So Tonya, is there like anything that you want to leave the audience with, considering making a lifestyle change, maybe hiring a coach or investing in their health? They're sitting on the fence, not sure what to do. Is there anything that you'd like to leave them with today?
I think you just need to dig down for yourself, and personally, you have to figure it out for yourself. You need to make the decision that you need to do it, and if you're not committed to doing it, then it's harder to keep going. So if you think that you should do it, you probably should do it if you're on the fence. You're on the fence, and that's saying that you're considering doing it. So it's probably
Tonya, do you mind just one moment? There's about 2 sentences and I haven't even heard a word. It just cut out. Do you mind? You were just talking about if you're on the fence, you should.
Probably do it because you might do it if you're on the fence, because that means that
I'm sorry, girl. I haven't heard the last 2 sentences again. I am so sorry, everyone. This is literally the last thing. Is there anything at all that you can think of with your sound audio at all there, Tonya? I tried even changing my speakers to see if it was me, and it wasn't. I tried changing my microphone. It wasn't feedback. Just if you happen to see anything. I'm loving where you're going, but I'm hearing every other word. Okay, let's see if I can unmute. There, I just gave you permission to unmute. Does it allow you to unmute now, girl?
There we go. I'm back.
You're back, but it's really bad feedback. Let's just try. We'll try it one last time because I know I interrupted you. We'll just try and speak a little slow. Oh no, did we lose you? Oh, you're back.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Very well.
Okay. There we go.
So if someone is sitting there on the fence, you think you should.
Yeah, you should probably just jump in because you're sitting on the fence, so you're obviously considering doing it and have some obviously motivated to do it. So if you're sitting on the fence, then just jump in, because those other like tricks and quick fixes don't work. So don't waste the money on them anymore, and just jump in and do it.
I love that. Some people really are on the fence, right? They're hemming and hawing. A lot of times, got to speak with hubby or something. But I mean, that's been one big thing for you, right? Knowing that
no matter what you do, Nick is always there to support you. And he's got even more supportive, right, throughout the program, seeing that progress. And how that he worded it, about how he can like wrap his arms further around you now. That is just adorable. I love how much support you have at home, which really helps a lot. Well, thank you so much, Tonya. This was great here. Really appreciate you taking the time this morning to come in. I know you were just on holidays and you got to get back to work. You and I will, I know our call tomorrow, so we'll catch up tomorrow and talk more about that vacation you went on this weekend. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you from everyone. This is amazing, you know, just taking the time, just tell us about your struggles, right? We all have these struggles. And when we're here and we can talk to each other, it makes a huge difference. That's support. So thank you so much for being here, girl.
Bye, guys.
We'll talk tomorrow, Tonya. Yes, Jess. But your kids, just like her, are number one, and you're learning that little bit of extra self-care. And I'll talk to you soon there, Jess. Coach Lucas and I have been strategizing a bit on that email that you sent, and we'll talk soon, girl.